Hey everybody, I'm Jordan with Electrek, and we are here checking out the GM Home Energy System. We're in a customer's home who's had this for a little while, and so we're going to get a walkthrough of the whole thing, see what different components she has, and how they've been a huge help to her in some power outages. The benefits of EVs are becoming more and more evident, but GM Energy is pushing their capabilities even further. Every new GM EV will have V2H, vehicle-to-home power capabilities. Beyond being a powerful, easy-to-drive, and maintain form of transportation, it can also provide power to your home in the case of a power outage. GM has already sold nearly 165,000 compatible vehicles, and it makes investing in an EV an even better deal for the homeowner who wants to be prepared for emergencies. Now, let's check in with Carolyn and see what the system looks like. So what do we have behind you here?
So this is the GM Energy home system. Starting with this here is the power shift. This actually is what I plug into my vehicle. This has bi-directional capabilities, meaning that it can power my car, but the car can also send power to my home. So it goes both ways. This is the inverter, which takes the energy from DC, from the vehicle, or solar if we had solar, and inverts the energy to AC so that the home can actually use it. And finally, the power banks. These are the batteries that help if, let's say, I don't have my vehicle, I'm at the office. These will kick on whether or not my vehicle is actually home.
And this is a pretty extensive system, right? You
Yes.
can get these in some different sizes or capacities as well?
Absolutely. This is the 35.4 kilowatt hour system. This is the largest that you can buy. And I absolutely love it because it gives me the peace of mind knowing that if we have a longer outage, this will help my home. Yeah.
So if you have a compatible vehicle, you don't even need these large batteries, right? You can use that. So what else is in that system that you would have then?
So if you just want to unlock vehicle to home capabilities, you really just need the power shift, the inverter, a dark start battery, and the home hub. And that will enable those capabilities. I charge my vehicle every week with the power shift, not even really using the bi-directional capabilities, but we have had now 2 power outages that have lasted 7 hours each. And it was a really good test to make sure that yes, it does work. It kicked on right away and helped send power to my home through those outages. It was installed about 8 months ago. And the reason we had it installed was actually, we had a power outage once that lasted 4 days. And it was one of those where the power goes out and you don't know if it's gonna be out for 4 minutes, 4 hours, or 4 days. And this was a very long one. And we didn't have any backup solution. So right then and there, we thought, okay, we're gonna do some research on generators or backup power. We've been an EV family for many years. So knowing that there was actually a version of a generator that we could actually back up our home using the power of the vehicle that I already have, and in an environment that doesn't make any noise, where I can hide it in my garage, that actually helps support the environment, was definitely a winner in my mind. We decided to invest in it and been very happy, and it's worked and gotten us through a couple outages since then.
The system can be controlled from an app, so let's take a look at some of the deep functionality available. Here we have the GM Energy Home Management app. The dashboard gives a visualization of the whole system at the top, navigation tabs in the middle, and specific widgets near the bottom. Back at top, the visualization depicts real-time status and energy flow of the home. This animation currently shows a little over 2 kilowatts of power coming from solar. The power bank is feeding the home and vehicle at a little over 4 kilowatts, and the vehicle is charging at 4.83 kilowatts, and the home is consuming 1.3 kilowatts. So in this case, no power is being pulled from the grid because the power bank is supplying all the necessary energy. The 3 tabs in the middle are Summary, Settings, and Help Center. Settings allows things like setting a utility rate plan, connecting to Wi-Fi, and managing the home system. Help Center gives access to manuals, the Support Center, as well as the option to call GM Energy customer care. Now back on the dashboard, let's take a look at some of the widgets. The system status widget up top shows that the system is operating normally. If there were any errors, those would show in here. And it also says when the last outage was restored. We have the backup power below that, which shows the estimated backup power available based on whatever assets are available in the home. So in this example, you can see that the power bank has enough energy to provide power for a little over 2 days. And the Silverado EV can provide 6.5 days. And that estimate is based on the state of charge of each asset, as well as the historical usage of this particular home. So that estimate is tailored to each individual user based on their power usage. Moving down, there is a widget for the vehicle. Clicking on that, it will take you to the specific vehicle charge management page, which is outside of HEMS, but here you can start and stop charging, manage target charge levels, and adjust settings like automatic backup power. Clicking on the power bank tile opens up a lot of control for your home. First, you can select the operational modes like backup only, which will charge the battery to 100% and only use energy in the case of a home power outage. Or you have time of use, which, if you have a rate plan added, will offset some of those costs by using energy from the power bank during peak rate hours while reserving some of the level for backup power, and recharge during the off-peak hours for a lower cost. Okay, and now let's get back to Carolyn's setup. So what was the installation process like for this system? Because it is pretty involved, and I mean, this is a beautiful home, but it's not brand new either, right? What year was this built?
Yeah, it was actually built in the 1950s, so it is a kind of older home, and the installation process obviously was more involved than, say, a level 2 charger that's more unidirectional, but the installation process was a lot simpler than I was expecting. I got a few quotes and we ultimately decided to hire Treehouse, and then Treehouse contracted a local installer that has a ton of experience installing these batteries in people's homes, and they were awesome to work with. They helped me understand which components of my house I could back up and which components I couldn't. But just having that transparency up front before the install was really helpful. That way I'm not surprised. And beforehand, they actually drew out for me exactly where every component was gonna be. And we talked about the best place in the house to put each component, whether it's the basement or the garage, and where in the garage makes most sense for our family and for our cars, and ultimately decided this wall was the best and couldn't be happier. So
yeah, it looks like it fits perfectly.
Yeah.
It looks like it was designed for this space.
I know, we're really happy. Right now we're actually on backup power. We kicked the power off, and the reason you know that is because this light here that shows the plug, that's indicating that the power bank is on and using its energy to supply power to the home.
Yeah, that's incredible. Walking through the house, you would have no idea. Everything is operating as
You would have no idea. I didn't even know. I didn't know until I saw it on the app that there was an outage reported, but that's because we shut off the power for this. You cannot hear a single thing. It's not even like a quiet dishwasher that makes some noise. There's literally no noise coming from this.
Even an electrical hum.
Yeah, no, really zero hum, nothing. You would have no idea. That's what I love about it. It's quiet, it works when I need it to work, and I can put it in my garage. It doesn't need to be outside. I don't have to worry about emissions. And it uses and harnesses the power of my EV, which has this battery in it already. And so my car is not just a way to get from point A to point B. It's a way to actually help provide power back to my home through an outage. And that's super exciting.
Well, Carolyn, thank you very much for sharing us with your system and your home and telling us all about it. If this is something you're interested in, we do have links down in the description where you can check this out and see the system for yourself. And thanks to GM Energy for sponsoring Electrek on YouTube.